Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stamp It Up with Jamie. Thank you so much for joining me tonight live, or if you're catching it on replay, thank you so much. Feel free to message me with any questions. Obviously, if you're catching this on replay, I won't be able to answer your questions live. So get questions to me. I'm just gonna get comments up and running here on my computer so I can follow along and make sure I'm live in the right spot. It looks like a couple people are following me. Okay, there we are. Oh, aren't you sweet, Christy? Okay, so this is my card for tonight. I have to say, if you've been following my struggles with my phone stand, my new one came in. So excited. So my phone is secure. Nothing's going to be wobbling around and we're good to go. So here's tonight's card. I have to say, I don't normally go cutesy. I don't know. I just don't tend to buy very many cutesy stamps or products to that effect. But this guy here is super cute. Super, super cute. Hi, Christina. Hi, Karen, Michelle, Christy. Thank you for joining me. So he comes from the Freezin Fun stamp set. It is a bundle, but this is the stamp set here. I'm trying to see if I can catch it where I'm not getting a glare. Oh, this is the other thing. You'll have to let me know because I have a, what is it called? A clip-on ring light. So that's why you're getting this glare here. It's that ring light. You'll have to let me know if it makes a difference or not. I'm trying to brighten things up a little bit for my videos. Anyways, so the bundle is the Freezin Fun. Like, how cute are these? We have some creatures that are having some fun in the snow and sledding and just having fun. Some great sentiments. There we go. How about that? Tonight I'm using the Sending Warmth Your Way because although today it wasn't too cold, it was definitely chilly for a little bit. So, that's when I made this card, it was really cold. So, it is a bundle and it has coordinating dies. The dies are the Freezin Friends dies. This is a bundle that can be found in the mini catalog on page, hold on, it's like towards the back of the catalog, page 69. Oops. Okay, so here it is, page 69 of the mini catalog if you want to find where it is. Keep in mind when you're looking in the catalog, this product number down here will just be for the stamp set. If you want to get that 10% off discount when you buy the bundle, that will be separately. So make sure you see this little starburst here that lets you know that this is the 10% off bundle sale discount. And that's the product number you would want to use, okay? So this is what the dies look like. They have, the majority of these cut out the images in the stamp set, right? So like that is the one we'll use tonight. That goes with the bunny. Where's the bunny? Down here. And the snowballs, we have the, where is it? Big tree, the small tree. And then we have like this fun star and a heart, which I thought was kind of fun. I don't know. I was trying to think, how would you use a heart? I'm not sure because there's no heart here. So I don't know. You'd have to, someone let me know how you would use the heart. I was trying to brainstorm that earlier. And then we have this great, and we're going to be using this great stitched die to create this sort of stitched, stitched hills. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. There's another one that you can use to create hills as well, but this is a stitched hill. Like, you had me at stitched. I love it. Anything stitched, sign me up for. So let's just dive in and I'll explain as we go. My card base here is Misty Moonlight. Oh, guess what I forgot to get out? Oh boy, my bone folder. When I remember it, I'm so proud, but 9 times out of 10, I usually forget to get it out. It's so bad. Okay, so this is Misty Moonlight cardstock. It is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we're just going to crease our card. This is the base of our card. Everything is going to be built off of this. Next, I took a pattern. I had to look it up because I forgot. What's it called? Oh my goodness, and now I can't find it. Why am I drawing a complete... Oh, okay. It's the Trimming the Town Designer Series paper. Okay, this is a pattern from the Trimming the Town Designer Series paper that has houses on one side and snowflakes on the other. And we're just going to adhere this over a panel of Whisper White. This measures, because I always forget to give you measurements, my goodness, always, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, okay? And, oh, there's my adhesive. I'm like, where did I put my adhesive? Hi, Linda. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Hi, Denise. Happy early birthday. Well, isn't that exciting? Are you doing anything fun, I hope? It's Saturday, huh? Ah, hold on. I can't get it. It's a little stuck. Okay, try this again. No, hold on. I just replaced it, so I don't think I had pulled it all the way down. And I'm matting this on a piece of Whisper White cardstock. The Whisper White cardstock will measure 4 by 5 1/4. 4, 5 1/4. I get so tongue-tied. I don't know why. And this is just going to go right on my panel of Misty Moonlight. So it's a tight panel. Actually, I'm going to do it on the other side. It's a tight panel. But I think it has just enough Misty Moonlight like peeking out over the sides here without it being like too much. Okay, so next let's go ahead and create our snow scenes. So what I did is I have 2 panels of Whisper White cardstock. They are both 5 inches wide. Then what I did is, because I kind of like the way this turned out and I liked like the spacing and everything, so I made note of how big it is. So my first, let's start with this one. This cardstock here, so we're 5 across, and it's 2 inches high, and then I marked it 2 inches high by 1/2 an inch high. And I marked it in pencil because then I can go ahead and erase it if the marks are still there. So 5 inch wide, cut your cardstock 5 inch wide, and then you're gonna measure 2 inches high, and then oh my goodness, 2 inches high and 1/2 inch high. Then the other one is also going to be 5 inches wide. And this one you're going to measure 1 3/4 high. And the other one you're going to measure 2 5/8 high. Okay? And then all I'm going to do, and hopefully this works out. I have a feeling, so when I initially did my card, I didn't measure it. I just literally put this on it and ran it through, and then put it on this one and ran it through. So it may not, I might be off a little bit, but I'm going to try and hit it. So, you know, try and get the line of it's going to be like that, more or less. I don't know if it's going to be exactly those measurements I gave you, but you know, more or less, that's what it's going to end up being. And of course, as soon as I put it down on my die cutting machine here, my thing went flipping everywhere. Okay, so we ran this one through. Let me see, am I close? 2 inches by 1/2 an inch. That's pretty good. I thought for sure I'd be a little off. Now, when I'm doing this one, let's see here. Did I do it this way? I might have flipped it over. I guess it doesn't really matter. So just try and aim. Keep in mind when you're doing, when you're looking at your die, the straight line in between the 2 stitched is the one that actually cuts. So, you know, if I'm going under and trying to catch, does that make sense? See my little marking there? If I measure it like that, I'm going to be too low. So almost like cover your dots, the little markings that you put. Listen, it's art. It's crafty. Run it through your die cutting machine, and if you don't like, you know, the way it looks, just cut and do it again. That's all. I guess for me, I really liked that this. Oh, I guess it is a little off. I may pull it up a little bit. That this one, the back kind of tucks behind. I kind of like the way that looked. So, you know, play with it a little bit and see what you like. Oh, no worries, Amy. I'm glad you're able to join me. Thank you. And then the behind one, I don't know how to describe it. The one that's kind of sloping to the left is our first one that's going down. I'm actually going to adhere it just a little higher because I want to. Oh, I cut this a little too short. I guess it shouldn't be 5 wide. It looks like it should be 5 1/8. Okay, so that's going to be a little different. Oops. So if you want it completely covering the bottom like I did here, that Whisper White panel should be 5 1/8. I did it just 5, so it's a little short. This guy here, the second one, the one that's kind of sloping to the right, I'm going to adhere down using dimensionals. That way I can kind of, it gives a little bit more depth, I feel like. Can I squeeze one over there? I'm going to. Okay. Keep in mind, guys, let's see here. It's 7:40 Eastern Standard Time. So we have until 11 o'clock Mountain Time, 11:50 Mountain Time for that flash sale to end. So if you haven't had a chance, you absolutely want to go over to my store, onto the Stampin' Up website, and check out all the amazing stamps that are on sale right now. There's a ton of them. Select ones are 15% off right now, which is a really, really great deal. So you're going to want to do that. You know what I think I did, guys? Hold on. I think I can get this off. If you don't push down on your dimensionals, you usually can get them up. And I didn't. And see how I pull out? That's always my trick. If you adhere down and, if you pull off like horizontally, you usually can pull off without it ripping. That one ripped a little, but I can get that off. I think this was the one I wanted. I think I adhered down the wrong one because it's awfully small. Let's see if I can get this off. See, if you pull out, you're less likely to rip your paper. Okay, that one ripped a little bit, but I don't care about the Whisper White. I just don't want to rip my designer paper. No, don't adhere back down. There we go. This is the one that I want. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot higher. Wow, that I'm looking at it going, that doesn't look right because I didn't do it right. Let's try this again, folks. Okay, so the one that's sloping left, make sure you grab the right one. And I do see a little bit of my pencil mark there. And then this guy, let's fix him. So if you adhere down a dimensional and then you're like, wait a minute, I messed that up, and you need to get it off. My trick is to roll it off. So I just roll my finger like that and it comes off without really any mistake. Any like pulling of the paper. Those ones are still sticky. I was looking at it, Karen, going, something's not right here. That doesn't look like my sample. Well, silly Jamie, because I glued down the negative instead of the positive. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, let's try this again. That looks better. Yeah, see, it was awful short. I'm like, that's awfully short. Why is that so short? Because I didn't do it right. Okay, now we can keep going. Now that I fixed that. At least I showed you how to fix, like if you adhere something down with dimensionals and you need to pull it off. So maybe that was really the demonstration for tonight, was how to fix your mistake. Okay, let's get back to it. So next, take a panel of Whisper White. You're going to need a panel big enough, or a couple panels at least big enough to be able to stamp your rabbit, 2 of the bigger trees, and then 3 of the smaller trees. I have to tell you that the inspiration for the tree distribution 100% came from a card in the Stampin' Up catalog. So just so you know, let's give props where props are due. I saw this on one of their cards and I really liked how they had these 3 trees kind of in the background and the bigger ones more to the forefront. So just saying that. All these images are going to get stamped in Memento Black ink, and then we're going to color them in using Stampin' Blends. So, ink up our bunny. Okay. Then we need 2 big trees. 1. Now, a little tip when you're doing these trees. Because the edge of them is tree distribution. Did I say that? Oh my goodness. Because the tree line, like the actual stamp, is pretty thin, really try not to wobble it. So when you put it down, you may have a tendency to go bloop, 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 right? But then that's how you get that. You get like this bubble effect. So just make sure you ink up, stamp straight down, don't wobble, and then pull off. Stamp straight down, don't wobble, up. Okay? If not, you're going to get like that effect, which isn't the effect we're going for. I mean, maybe you want that effect. Okay, in which case, that's how you get that. But it's not what I'm planning on. Okay, so you're going to need a bunch of Stampin' blends. I'm using Poppy Parade as my red, so light and dark Poppy Parade. I'm using Granny Apple Green for my green. I'm going kind of bright and not too serious. You know, if I wanted a more serious card, I would have used like Cherry Cobbler and Mossy Meadow or something. But this is just kind of fun and playful. So those are my reds and greens. And then I'm using Gray Granite as my gray. Honestly, Gray Granite's my favorite. I find it a little, I don't know, I like it. That's why I use it. And then the light Petal Pink. The light Petal Pink, let's go ahead and use it. I just used for the bunny. I'm using the more pointy edge. And here's the thing. For my card that I did as the sample, I went a little overboard. I mean, I really it got away from me. I colored almost the whole bunny pink, but the bunny kind of looks pink. So I'm just going to color his ears and his nose and maybe a little bit of his cheeks. Other than that, I'm not doing anything else because I went a little overboard on my sample and the bunny looks a little on the pink side. Like maybe he's been out in the sun too long and he got a little too much sun. Okay, so actually let's make our way down. So the scarf, I'm starting off with the Poppy Parade, the light one. If you've seen me color in the past, you know I tend to start with the light blends and then go from there. Here's the thing, you're working in like kind of a very small space, so take your time. Normally I just kind of like throw the color on, but again, we don't want our bunny to be red. We want the scarf to be red. So you definitely want the fine tip end of the markers. If you wanted a little bit more thicker brush strokes, you could use the brush end. Now I'm going to come back with the dark Poppy Parade. Yep, just making sure I have the right color. And add some dark lights to it. Okay, I could leave it like that, but I want to blend it in a little bit more. They are Stampin' blends after all, so as long as your ink is wet, they should blend together. And here's the thing, if you want a darker, even more darker, that's such bad English, you could then come back with the dark Poppy Parade. So the blends really afford a lot of kind of wiggle room as far as coloring and what kind of shading you want and how dark you want it to be, that sort of thing. So my sleds are going to be the Gray Granite, again working in a very small space. So either have your the ink remover, I'm drawing a blank as to the official name of it, nearby, or just go really slow. Again, starting with the light, then I'm going to come in with the dark just to add a little bit of depth. But I don't want that line there, so I come back with the light and I'm going to blend the two together. I have to say I'm not a huge fan of coloring. I really almost find it extremely intimidating. I don't think I do, it doesn't come natural to me. However, I will say that these blends are very forgiving and I do highly recommend them. I can do a blend. Give me these markers and I can work with it. Sometimes I find just like straight up watercoloring very, very challenging. So for our trees, try and figure out like what's what, right? Like don't accidentally color the snow. One of these is supposed to be snow and one of them is supposed to be the actual tree. So every other. So every other, again, I'm starting with the light Granny Apple Green. Any green would work. They have Old Olive blends. There's Shaded Spruce. Oh, Shaded Spruce would be nice if you want like a little darker green without being like a super dark green, such as like a Mossy Meadow. You could go a little more whimsical with like a blue green and do like a Bermuda Bay. Or you could just do like a nice bright green like I'm doing with the Granny Apple Green. But honestly, whatever you have on hand would work. So I just put the darker color at the top and then I'm kind of pulling it down with my light. If I didn't want such a dark contrast, what I could do is just color, like say this, right? I make sounds when I color. And then just come back, like let that dry just a little bit and then come back with the same light. And you will get a shadow. It just won't be quite as dark. Oops, come on. See what I mean? This is like both the dark and the light, and then that one's just the light. So you can get contrast just using one of the markers. And again, if I didn't want to use the light and I just wanted a darker shade, I could color that whole thing with the dark Granny Apple Green, right? And then come back and then just really load up and layer up the top. I will say that sometimes, you know, you're going to want to be careful because your blends are going to, I've never actually had them completely bleed through, but I have done before is had like stamped something and had an oops and thought, oh, I'll just use the other side. So I flip it over and then use my blends. Well, because they do kind of go through, it pops the oops behind it. So you do need like a fresh piece of Whisper White. Okay, so I will say that. I've already gone ahead and done all the trees because I figured you wouldn't want to sit here and watch me color and cut out 5 different trees. So I did that ahead of time. I am going to cut out the bunny, however. So this is the one. Yep, that's one. That's the one we're using. Again, keep in mind that those dies coordinate. That's why you're going to want the bundle. The bundle is great because unless you really like fussy cutting, it saves you time. It just makes crafting so much easier, honestly. And it's great, especially if you have to do a bunch of cards like so. And the bundle will save you the 10%. So plenty of reasons why bundles are great. And there's our bunny rabbit. Okay. Okay, now let's start kind of like putting everything on. We'll still have to do the sentiment, but that can wait a second. So let's first, when I'm like figuring this out, I kind of like to figure out the placement. So in order to see kind of where I want these 3 trees to go, I'm going to kind of put my bunny. He's not glued down yet, but he's giving me an idea like where he's going to go. And then, believe it or not, I actually used liquid glue. I hate this stuff. It just ends up everywhere. I shouldn't say I hate it. I find that it multiplies. So my bunny's going to go there. I want one of my trees kind of in the front, down a little bit. Oops, come on. Then I want a second one a little bit off and behind. So I did adhere this kind of snow thing. I think I'm going to be too far to the right. Okay. It is adhered down, but it's still like I can lift it up just enough to get that tree back there, in there. And then this one is going to go a little bit in front and a little higher, like that. And then this guy, oh, I guess it all works out. So this guy is going to be half on this and half on this. Keep in mind that this one has a dimensional. Hi, Karen from Australia. How fun is that? It's got to be the morning over there for you, right? So in order to make it even, I'm going to put a dimensional at the top and then liquid glue at the bottom. And that way my tree is secure. It's not flapping in the wind. It's got an anchor to it. So, okay. So ideally, maybe these trees would have been over a little bit, but only you and I know that. No one else knows that. Okay, let's do our bunny. The same thing with the bunny. So he's going to be half on this one and half on that one. So I'm going to put a dimensional at the top to keep his head from like flopping around. Haha, get it? Flop. That was good. Okay, I know you all laughed. Oh, the joy of doing a Facebook Live where you make a joke and then you're the only one to laugh at it too. Hi, Judy from Tennessee. Thanks for watching tonight. Thank you for joining me. Now the rabbit, I kind of want a little bit behind the tree. I guess he could have gone in front of the tree, but then he looks like he's like sledding on the tree, so I didn't do that. I did him a little bit, like the tree's a little bit layered over him. Same thing, dimensional at the top of the tree. It's coming up to 10 a.m. Thursday. You know, Karen, it's just wild. You know, like the way the world is. I think sometimes we live in our bubble. And so, I don't know, at least for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're like on the other side of the world. And it's not 7 or almost 8 o'clock at night and dark, completely dark outside. Okay, so actually, I take that back. I guess I put him as a dimensional too. Hold on, let me see if I can wipe that glue off. So, we're going to try it again. This is how we take the dimensionals off. We roll them. You're really getting a big, lesson in how to take dimensionals off. He's skiing. He is skiing. He's cute. Okay. So actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to take one of these dimensionals on the edge here because I want one a little bit wider. Is that too wide? No, it's like perfect. Oh, that's good. And then I'm going to put a dimensional. I really want him anchored. I don't want him flapping. They're skis. What did I not say something? Did I say it wrong, Michelle? I don't know. I'm always putting my foot in my mouth and saying things that aren't the way they are. Okay. So then this tree is going to go just a little bit in front like that. Okay. So that tree has a little dimensional. Look at that. I think that's so fun. Okay, for our sentiment, again, I showed you, what did I do? Here it is. Sending warmth your way. And we're going to heat emboss it. Oh, sugars, I forgot to get my heat tool. Hold on, let me just grab it for a second. I always forget something, even when I'm like, do I have everything? I think I have everything, and I always forget something. It's like, without doubt, I forget the bone folder. I should really keep like a checklist right here, but I don't. And then you guys are patient with me as I'm like, hold on, I forgot to grab something. Okay. So I am stamping the sentiment in Versamark ink on Poppy Parade. You call them sleds. Oh, did I really? I didn't even realize that. Gosh. Thank you guys. I said sledding. Oh, skiing. At least you all knew what I meant. I'll get kudos to you guys for being like, oh, she said it wrong, but we know what she means. So funny. I guess, what is the animal? Oh, the raccoon is sledding. Gotcha. You know, I'm always tongue-tied Wednesday nights. It's like I know what I want to say, but then I go to say it and all my words get jargoned and I can't remember the words or whatever. So, Stampin' Versamark ink. Sprinkle with your white embossing powder or whatever color you want to emboss in. Then we're going to heat emboss. Come on, come on. Oh, it's fun, Renice. It's super fun. And we're going to heat until it goes shiny. And as soon as it goes shiny, we're done. Don't overheat it. The thing that's fun about this is that you have someone that has a winter birthday or for kids, right? Or just something that is fun. And actually, let me look. Well, it says 'tis the season to be freezin'. But other than that, it's not even, there's no Christmas sentiment or holiday sentiment. So it's just really fun for winter crafting, birthdays, or just like a saying hello, thinking of you, especially during the winter when people may not be able to get out as much, or, well, it's Corona anyway, so there's that. But, you know what I mean? It's just a really fun. I think anybody that sees it just is like, that's just a really fun card. So I'm using the rectangle stitch dies. I can't help myself. I use them a lot. I just can't help myself. I try to use other ones, and then I come back to the stitched rectangles because they're my favorite and they're so versatile. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. This one here measures, It's like 5 1/8 by 2 5/8. It's whatever one like pretty much perfectly fits the sentiment. Okay. I'm just going to do it off screen here and run it through. Oh, thanks, Shannon. I appreciate it. Thanks, Renise. Cute card. I like it for one of the grandchildren. Yep, I think it's a great kids card. I kind of want it, though. I mean, for kids or just like adults that like to have fun, whatever. I was really tempted to do the snowballs. I almost wanted to do like juggling snowballs. Like maybe this guy juggling the snowballs, but that didn't happen. Oh, it's summertime. Oh, Karen. I have, my husband's family is all in Peru. And for them as well, I've lived there a couple of years. But when we go visit for Christmas time, it's summer there as well. Which is always kind of, the one year we were there for Christmas. And then I had to scrapbook the pages. And there was like no snow. There was no like, as we would think here, no snow. We stayed at the beach, so we didn't even have a Christmas tree in any of the pictures. It was just a lot of fun. Oops, let's undo it upside down. Thanks, Rena. Appreciate it. Okay, so this, I always like to have my sentiments kind of hang off a little bit. Even this tree hang off, I think it's art. I don't know. I think it's what you're supposed to do when it comes to art, is not have everything like necessarily fit in the box. So we're going to have them kind of hang off a little bit to the left. And there you go. Now, I have to say we are like 3 high in dimensionals. So just keep that in mind when you're popping it in the mail. It may need 2 stamps, or you may want to put like just copy paper over it just to kind of protect it. But that's the card. I did cut cardstock for the inside, although I didn't know what to put on it. So I don't know, maybe a Christmas tree. Maybe we'll do a tree in the corner. I'm really trying for all of you that stamp the insides of your cards and your envelopes. This is my attempt at trying, because I just don't normally do that. I really like to write a lot in my cards. So, oh, look, it shimmied ever so slightly. So we'll just do this quickly. I should have done my demonstration of how to color the tree for the inside, but so again, the granny apple green. If you've been watching while I'm finishing up here and you have yet to leave a comment, be sure to, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to draw a name for someone to win tonight's card. Again, don't forget to head over to my store. There's a couple of more hours for the flash stamp sale that's going on right now. It's for 24 hours only. So when 11:50 Mountain Time hits, it's over and there's no going back. And just a reminder that I am offering double star rewards right now. That's my rewards program. It works very similar to a regular retail store's rewards program. Basically, with every order, all the details are on my blog, but you earn like rewards that eventually you can cash in for a $30 shopping spree through me. Hello, $30 shopping spree. So, double rewards right now, today only, along with that flash sale. So make sure you head over and you take advantage of both. If you have any questions, certainly let me know. Look at that. See, I stamped the inside. I never do. But that's today's card, guys. I hope you like it. Again, you're going to want to head over Freezin Fun Bundle. The stamp set, it's a red rubber back stamp set along with the dies. And yeah, so thank you everyone for joining me tonight. This was always a pleasure, always fun stamping with you. I will be back next week and I hope to see you then as well. Take care, everyone.